Okay. Oh, I don't think are my flowers showing, Mark? I don't think my flowers are showing very well. I'm going to pull them over. There. There, they're beautiful. Okay. I think I'm all ready to go here. While my IT guy goes back and gets it all posted up for Facebook. So getting ready here for evening prayers at Franclara Abbey. Oh, Mary, Mary. Yes, oh, they smell so good. That's my son's favorite flower, lilies. Those lilies that smell so nice. So he got a big bouquet for us. And there's just a couple of them left now. And then he's going to go down to the farmer's market this Saturday and get us another bouquet of flowers. Try to keep flowers in the house all the time. It's so nice. Are you feeling better, Mary, Mary? Are you feeling better? Can you hear me? Well, we should be here live. Oh, it's 4:00. It's time for Wednesday evening prayer with the Franclara Abbey. We are a member of the Teal community of Interfaith Franciscans. We're the U.S. branch. And this is a community that welcomes all faiths and none. If you want to live simply and close to the earth, in the way St. Francis lived, you're more than welcome. So to start out, I'm going to light a candle here. This candle is for unity and peace. The Teal community was founded, and one of the things that we really pray for is unity and peace amongst all the faiths and peace in the world. And I especially light the candle for our abbot brother Sean, and for our abbot sister Eleanor, and for our whole community. And also to remind ourselves, that is the eternal flame that lives within us also. Within every atom of our body, the eternal flame is within us. Oh, hi, Sister Eleanor. Welcome. It's good to see you too. And Ron, good to see you. So tonight I'm going to start out with honoring the directions with a song. And I'm going to sing it to each of the directions. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the circle of the wheel goes round and round, and the circle of the wheel goes round. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the circle of the wheel goes round and round, and the circle of the wheel goes round. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the circle of the wheel goes round and round, and the circle of the wheel goes round. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us. And the circle of the wheel goes round and round, and the circle of the wheel goes round. And tonight, I'm going to be offering some teachings from Jamie Sams. And she has this book, Dancing the Dream, The 7 Sacred Paths of Human Transformation. And what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to start off with a little bit just before we go into the east direction, and we will be concentrating on the east. So first, I would like to read you about one of their beliefs, and that is the belief in veils of illusion. And the Seneca Cherokee believe in that there are 7 veils of illusion. And these are like cloudy illusions that separate us from the oneness, from the great mystery. And each path allows us to strip out a few threads from these veils and make them a little clearer so we can see a little clearer. And so they're gradually lifted as some of the threads are removed. And so I'm going to read what she says here about this. She says, as I have discussed, the dream weave is the name my teachers used to describe the unseen world of spirit, thought, emotion, and intangible energy that is a part of our physical reality. The common denominator that binds together these two worlds of physicality and intangible energies is a grid of energy lines operating like a radio wave or frequency without visible form. To gain access to the invisible world of the dream weave, we must enter Tiyowa, the stillness, and go beyond the chatter of the human mind to the infinite, majestic silence. Just as we are able to tune the radio dial to our favorite stations, we must still our personal thoughts and feelings so that we can tune in to a serene frequency matching the majestic universal consciousness of great mystery. Only then can we receive the messages that are understood by our spiritual essences. The spiritual essence of any human is devoid of chaos, confusion, and fear, the main elements that create the constant chatter in the human mind. Oh, hi, Megan, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And then she goes on as far as the illusions, these veils. She says, each of the 7 veils has its own qualities. Now, the first veil keeps us from remembering the oneness of the universe. We forget that everything in creation exists inside the great mystery, or God. We forget that everything in creation contains life force and spirit, and that everything is energetically connected by those universal elements. We forget that every atom making up life and form in creation contains the eternal flame of love, and that everything has a purpose. We forget that all life is created in divine perfection, and that we are a part of that perfect plan. As we remember these truths, this veil is dissolved or lifted in layers. And she goes on to say, during the 7 paths of transformation, we embrace the remembering, and we destroy the threads of illusion that make up the veils of separation, keeping us from seeing the whole picture, making us believe the illusion that we are abandoned and alone. On all 7 paths of transformation, every facet of truth that is reclaimed and every piece of awareness that is remembered reshapes our perceptions of our human identity and of how we interrelate with creation. The 7 sacred paths are no more than the journey home to our authentic spiritual identities and to our divine connections to the great mystery. When we move beyond the last illusions represented by the 7th veil of separation, we bring the authentic understanding of our spiritual natures into our human body. Some traditions call this state heaven on earth. Now, before we go into the East, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about when these paths were brought to the young people. The girls and the boys were introduced to these paths of initiation when they reached puberty. And the girls were initiated and brought into the women's sacred mysteries, and then also, how about these human paths of human transformation. And the boys were taught, well, their focus was more on bravery and the vision quest, and see about their vision and what their purpose was going to be. And they were told that now they were going to be leaving the paths of childhood, and they were going to be going on a new path. And they would have the help of teachers who would provide guidance for them. But they would need to find their own path, their own special path. And they was then going to see how their path and their gifts were not only going to benefit themselves, but they were going to benefit the whole tribe. Because now they're going to be responsible for the whole tribe. This is going to be a whole new way. And we're going to visit these directions over and over in each path. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is, now when we say east direction, south direction, north direction, it's not that direction has this particular energy and no other direction has it or anything. It's a way of remembering all of these helps that the great mystery has given us to break down our illusions and to bring us back, to get out of our duality and to bring us back. And so it's a way of saying, okay, now I'm going to remember these the south or the east, and remembering of these. And it was just a way of keeping track and remembering. And also, though, it was a way of honoring all of creation and the wheel of life. And so I just think it's just an awesome way, the way they did this. And as I'm going to go first into the east direction, or what we're going to be remembering, and then the young people set out. And before I go into it, I'm going to read you a poem that Jamie wrote. It's called First Path of Initiation. Sacred dawning of my spirit's fire, I open beyond self-centered desire. I choose to serve and to be a shining example for all to see. I honor the spirit in all living things. I commit to the life that honesty brings. I seek the truth that lives in me. I respect the truths that others see. I give to others with a happy heart, asking no return for gifts I part. I open my heart to others in need, walking my path as a plant love seed. Now, as we enter this direction, or this place on the medicine wheel, our desires start to change from being selfish desires of the childhood into desires more to create and to change. And we start desiring a new way of being and how to serve others. We desire to serve others, and we start committing to being of service to others. Now, what can stand in our way big time is judgments, because they will inhibit our service. We won't have the energy to be of service to others when we're in judgment. But when we return the energy that others send out to us, and we receive and we create more energy and send it out, then we have this energy to get rid of our selfishness and to be of service. So in the East, we're also asked to examine our personal ways of being. And then after we've examined them, we must decide whether they still serve us or not. And if they don't, we must discard them, or we're not going to progress much on these paths. And as we start learning all of this, the first veil threads starts coming apart. We start seeing more clearly. And we can see how things fit together. We can see how if one species goes extinct, how it affects the whole web of life. And how the water or the air, how it affects temperature, how it affects storms or droughts, heat or cold, which benefit the human's way of life on earth, or hinders it. We start seeing this whole web of life and how we fit in. And that we do have a purpose. And our purpose is to play our part in this web of life. This weaving that fits into the great mystery that we're part of. And it really matters. It really matters. And during this first path of transformation, we may start having awesome insights. But we can also have some instant discord, especially when we are getting a little bit out of harmony. And as we go through this east direction, the first veil is lifting. And we start acknowledging that to live fully, that we need connection with our Creator. That we must be in connection with the divine presence that made all life. Before we go into our silent meditation, I want to read another poem. And this one is called Inside the Clay Jug. Inside this clay jug, there are canyons and pine mountains. And the maker of canyons and pine mountains, a God whom I love, is inside. Now let us go into the quiet. For a couple of minutes. I forgot to turn on my wonderful tape, the Kai tape. We'll have it for the last part for the prayers. But before we go into the prayers, I want to read a couple of thoughts out of this book again, Meditations with the Native American Elders. And this first one is from a tradition circle of elders, the Northern Cheyenne. And they say this: come forward and join hands with us in this great work for the Creator. And then the reflection on it. The elders have spent years learning to pray and communicate with Great Spirit. Their job is to pass this knowledge to the younger people. The elders have told us we are now in a great time of healing. The Creator is guiding the younger people to help them figure this out. We must get involved and participate. We should pray and see what it is the Great Spirit wants us to do. We need to sacrifice our time and do what is our mission to help the people and be of maximum use to the Creator. Every person is needed to accomplish this great healing. Creator, whisper what you want me to do. And the second one is from Thomas Yellowtail, and he's of the Crow Nation. People think other things are more important than prayer, but they are mistaken. An elder once said the most important thing you can do in the course of a day is to pray. If we get up late or oversleep, which is more important? Rush to work without praying, or pray first and then go to work? The elders say it's more important to pray. If we get angry, should we act on our anger or should we pray first? The elders say it's more important to pray first. The elders say it's more important to, if during the day we face indecision, what should we do? Pray. If during the day we become irritated or we experience fear, what should we do first? Pray. The warrior who prays first will lead a different life from those who pray last. Great Spirit, teach me to pray first. And then try to remember that we're all spiritual warriors. We're all spiritual warriors. Now, this is the time for prayers. And I do want to pray for my dear friend Sharon, who is in rehab. But it looks like she's going to be going home here soon. So I'm really glad about that. And do any of you have any special prayers you would like me to address? I do want to remember you, Mary. It sounds like you are getting well from your problem there, your cellulitis and all, and it's getting better, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad for you, but we continue to pray for you. Oh, you're welcome, Ron. And yes, Sister Eleanor, we pray that we all find our own truth and our own path. And so now for all our friends and families, the Hotel community, our communities, our nations, the leaders of our nations, for our elders, for the children, for all the people, especially those who are suffering in war-torn countries, those who are suffering from climate change, severe droughts, or severe storms, or floods, or fires. We pray for all of them. We pray that they be free from suffering. We pray that they be safe and secure in their inner and outer beings from all harm and danger. And we pray that they're peaceful and happy. And we pray that they dwell in the deep ease of well-being. And I'm going to finish this now with a song. We are the web and we are the flow. We are the flow and we are the ebb. We are the weavers, we are the web. We are the flow and we are the ebb. We are the weavers, we are the ebb. We are the flow and we are the web. We are the weavers, we are the web. I see my top chat is over. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful evening. Go in peace. Go in peace. And I hope you all find your true paths. Namaste.